Hey, this is my 10th vlog, my October edition, and given to the popularity of my prior two videos, I've decided to have a topic with this one, and this is going to be about feminism versus the transgender community. Probably is something I could get into trouble with because of my really conservative views on the transgender craze going on right now, but I really just kind of feel like there is a double standard that is being held between men who decide to become women and actual real women. Now, I've said before on my site that I am a feminist. I am a first wave feminist, which goes back way back over 100 years ago to women who simply wanted to be seen as men's equals in the eyes of society. To be treated with the same respect and dignity in the workforce and in public, but not to domineer them in many ways or to feel like they were better than them. Now, there were some women who were like that, but for the most part, most women just wanted to be treated as equals and as general human beings, because at one point in time, women were just seen as property. And there are a lot of women out there that fought and died for the right to be seen as an equal to a man. And nowadays we've kind of taken the term feminism and have destroyed it basically and turned it into the female empowerment movement, which basically believes that women are better than men, women can domineer men, women really cannot be women unless they are like men. And that really goes into what I want to talk about is the double standard in society regarding men who become women and real women. From the time young girls are brought into the world, we are taught that being feminine is weak, that it makes us shallow-minded, that to be feminine or to be remotely girly in any way will prevent us from having a real, productive, successful life. That is something that I have completely fought against for so long. Young girls are born to be feminine. Women are born to be feminine. You can be strong and you can be intelligent and still be beautiful and feminine. In my blog series that I did on superheroes, I stressed this so much in the writings that I did about a lot of the female superheroes that Marvel has created, and how these women are strong and yet they're beautiful, and how they're intelligent and yet still does not take away their generous natures that they have. And so I really applaud Marvel for being able to find that balance, but sadly society still does not accept the fact that a woman can be a woman by being generous and being kind, and that somehow that takes away from their intelligence and their strength. It's an absolute lie. And because of that secular society, it has been brought into the fundamental Christian society that all feminism is terrible and that it's evil, and it's not. So I'm kind of on the balancing between both of them, to be conservative in the secular side, but to be a little more liberal in the conservative side, or in the Christian side. So anyways, to get on to my topic, young girls and even women have been made to believe that being feminine, can't talk today, that being feminine is weak. But you say it about a boy who believes that he is a girl and then gets that opportunity through a sex operation, then he's a hero. People are like, oh, now you can finally be free to be yourself, and you can be as feminine and as girly as you want. Now you can go out and shop for clothes and do girly things, because clearly that's all being a woman is about. It's about shopping and drama and all of that kind of stuff. So where is the line? Where is the dividing line between being a woman and being accepted as a woman? And this is something that I'm really racking my brains over, because for so long girls are told that being feminine and having a sweet and gentle nature is going to destroy them, but a boy deciding to become a woman, or a boy deciding to become a girl, and then a man deciding to become a woman, however way, it's both the same thing, they're applauded for it. Bruce Jenner decides to become a woman, and people are just amazed by it, because now he can do things that a woman can do. He can dress in, beautiful clothes and go shopping and that kind of stuff. Whereas if it was me or some other, some other young woman, we would be brought down for that, because that makes us shallow, that makes us weak-minded. And really, it's an issue that has made me very, very angry, that now all of a sudden men are better at being women than women are. And, another issue that goes into this is that when it comes to the workforce, there still is very little equality. Well, the sexual harassment issue has gotten better in many ways, but we still struggle with not being paid equally. And in many ways, certain duties or certain activities that have always been seen as feminine in many ways, like cooking or designing clothes or something like that, has always been seen as a female occupation. Well, not really a female occupation, because as soon as it becomes an occupation, all of a sudden a man is better than it. It's this held belief that men are better cooks than women, when if it's not an occupation, if you're not getting paid for it, then women belong in the kitchen and men don't. The double standard there is disgusting, and it really, really enrages me that in this day and age, women are still looked down upon because they are born female, and that the only way they can succeed in the world is to be like men. Men decide to become women and they're applauded for it. They are considered heroes because of it. And I think it is a absolute, utter hypocrisy in the eyes of society. I don't believe in the transgender community. I don't believe that men should become women and vice versa. People say, well, I feel like I'm a woman. I feel like I should be a boy, that kind of stuff. You know what? John Nash also thought that he was talking to aliens. Did people allow him to get away with it? No. I believe with an issue like that, with thinking that you're a different gender, I think it's a psychological defect, and I think that it can be cured. I might get into trouble for saying that, but that's simply what I believe. And, for a while, with the whole transgender thing, with the whole gay marriage thing, I've just kind of kept my mouth shut about it, and I've just, prayed for Christians all around the world that have just wanted to simply state their beliefs and wanted to just go on with their lives. Because quite frankly, for Christians, for real Christians, now a lot of people have looked down on the Christian community because some of them have taken that issue into their own hands of opposing the gay community, and basically have told them that they're going to hell. Well, that's not the way to do it. And because of that, many Christians are being stereotyped. And there are many other Christians out there, and really not just Christians, but the conservative movement, that simply believes that this is wrong, it's against our religious beliefs, and that's where we're going to stand. So I'm really kind of caught in a bind of trying to balance what I've been raised to believe, what I really believe, and what the rest of the world believes. So really, that's kind of all I wanted to talk about. This is more or less a video of venting my feelings toward politics and society's double standards. And even though women have really, really, really come a long way, they really have, I think in many ways they might have gone too far, but we're able to work, we're able to get married, we could still have children, and society should not be telling us how to be women. For Christians, it's in the Bible. It's in the Bible that tells us what God requires of us to be women. In the Bible, it is so filled with strong, intelligent women who listened to God, who obeyed His commands. There are women who fought in His name. There are women who died in His name. And I think the Bible is the only religion, well, Christianity, I don't care what people say, Christianity is the only religion out there where women have been seen as men's equals. Now, we've come a long way from what the Bible, from like the biblical Judeo context of what was expected of women. But I truly believe that the Christian community, the Christian movement has given women more equality than any other religion out there in the world. Now, many people have really abused what is in the Bible. The fundamental Christian community have abused that greatly, and many women have suffered because of it. So it's either people don't take it seriously, or they take it too seriously. So, in many ways, it's confusing, it's frustrating. For me, I like to think that I'm a very balanced person in my beliefs, in my political, in my religious, in my moral beliefs. That's just how I was raised, and I've always been very thankful about that. But hopefully this whole transgender thing, I just hope it blows over. I hope that this double standard will just end, and that women will be allowed to simply be women and be accepted as women, and not be told that you have to be a man to succeed in the world. So that's it for now. Like I said, this was more or less a rant, but I hope I got some good issues out. I don't care if people agree or disagree with me, but if you have any questions or really opinions of your own, please feel free to comment. I will try to answer back as soon as possible. And so I'm going to get some lunch, finish the season 2 finale episode of Game of Thrones, and start thinking about what I will be talking about in November.